that we can show you now. Now, this is more video of the moment the plane took off and came down. And again, a warning, you may find these pictures distressing. Let's show you these new images that we have, though, of CCTV of the plane. And you can see the plane in the top right-hand corner of the image. Off and it's 20 seconds later it comes down virtually. It just got no height at all. You can see quite clearly from these pictures, can't you?
Yeah, and it's that clip we run is less than a minute long in real time, and it emphasises I think the commentary we heard from a previous guest, the phrase that struck me with the plane needs two things to take off. It needs speed and it needs a lift. And this plane had neither, and we can see that illustrated in the footage. Takeoff speed around 160.
Of Israel targeting Jerusalem and Tel Aviv. The Israeli interceptions of the Iranian missiles were seen in the sky, as the Israeli military said that another attack was taking place. Take a look. Earlier, there were loud explosions that were heard in Jerusalem and Tel Aviv as the Iranian missiles hit buildings and vehicles in Ramat Gan. And at least about 2 people reportedly have died, while 19 others have sustained some injuries. Now, images that are emerging from Ramat Gan in Tel Aviv show the extent of the damage that's been inflicted by the Iranian missiles. There are several buildings that have been badly damaged as the attack reduced the worst hit areas to a complete tangle of exposed, twisted metal bars and collapsed rubble. The Iranian missiles also hit a residential building just a few meters away from Israel's defense ministry in Tel Aviv. The projectiles were also seen over Ramallah in the occupied West Bank. Now, so far, the Iranian missiles have targeted Tel Aviv, Ramat Gan, Taiba, Rishon LeZion and Jerusalem. And according to the Israeli military, Iran fired about 100-odd missiles towards Israel, and most of them, the Israelis claim, despite the images that are now doing the rounds, that the Israelis were able to intercept. Now, the Iranian attack and also the subsequent damage has taken the sheen off Israel's famed Iron Dome. It seems to be failing over and over again. It failed against the Hamas crude rockets, and it stood very little chance against the Iranian ballistic missiles. Now, there were quite a number of Iranian missiles that managed to penetrate the pretty complex Israeli air defense systems and inflicted a lot of damage within the state of Israel. In his latest address, the Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu has declared that Israel's ongoing military campaign is not only aimed at neutralizing Iran's nuclear and missile capabilities, but also at supporting the Iranian people's aspirations for freedom. Netanyahu further warned Iran that more attacks are on their way.
Senior nuclear scientists, the Islamic regime's most significant enrichment facility, and a large portion of its ballistic missile arsenal. More is on the way. The regime doesn't know what hit them. They don't know what will hit them.
Across Iran, earlier several loud explosions were heard in eastern Tehran. And the Iranian media has also reported explosions on the northern and the southern outskirts of Tehran and at Fordo.
I wanted to let the city know that I have declared a local emergency and issued a curfew for downtown Los Angeles to stop the vandalism, to stop the looting. Many businesses have now been affected by or vandalized. Last night there were 23 businesses that were looted, and I think that if you drive through downtown LA, the graffiti is everywhere and has caused significant damages to businesses and a number of properties. So my message to you is, if you do not live or work in downtown LA, avoid the area. Individuals who break the curfew.
We hit.
Iran's second major nuclear site.
Yeah, and it's that.
Los Angeles is on fire again, but this time it's not wildfires, it's riots. And what lit the spark was a whisper, the rumor of an anti-immigration raid. By nightfall, that whisper turned into a war cry and the streets of LA exploded. Cars were torched, freeways were blocked, journalists were hit by bullets. The National Guard was on the streets. On one side is a Republican president who wants to crush the unrest. On the other is a Democratic governor who refuses to back down. It looked like a scene from a movie from the land of Hollywood. But this time there were no cameras, there was only chaos. The riots have gone on for 3 days. Today is day 4. It's much quieter today, although there are small sporadic protests. 60 people have been arrested and there's still tension in the air.
As far as people worried about the violence that we're seeing, this violence that I've seen is disgusting. It's escalated now
A New York
since the
Times
beginning
report has
of
also
this
suggested
incident.
that the
What we saw
Israelis
the
managed
first
to
night
strike in the
was
neighborhood
bad.
where the
What we've
presidential
seen
complex of the
subsequent to
Iranian
that is
president,
getting increasingly
Masoud
worse and more
Pezeshkian,
violent.
and the residence of the Supreme Leader, Ayatollah Ali
So how did all of
Khamenei,
this
is located.
begin? Why did
According
Los
to the Iranian
Angeles turn
state
into a
television,
flashpoint?
about 60
And what
people,
exactly is
including
Donald Trump
20
trying to
young
do here?
children, were
Let's go back
killed
to
in this
Friday. It all
fresh wave
started
of
in
bombings
Paramount.
by the
It's a
Israelis
working-class
in
suburb
Tehran.
in LA. It is home to tens
In
of
response,
thousands of
remember, the
Hispanic
Iranian
families.
Supreme
In fact,
Leader
they
Ayatollah Ali
make up
Khamenei has called the
82%
Israeli
of the
attack.
population here. 82%. And for a lot of these people, their immigration status is a point of concern. On Friday, a rumor started spreading. It said that there were ICE vehicles in the neighborhood. What is ICE? ICE stands for Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE. It's the American agency that monitors immigration. The rumor was that this agency was conducting a raid, an immigration raid at a Home Depot nearby. It's where undocumented workers go. A lot of them pick up shifts at this depot. They heard that immigration officials were raiding the place, and this sent shockwaves through the community. By sundown, the rumor ignited something far bigger. It sparked protests. Authorities say there were no raids, but that did not stop the people. They descended on the streets. Take a look at this. weekend, it got worse. The riots spread on Friday and Saturday. There were reports in many parts. There were protests, rather, in many parts. The main Los Angeles city, the suburbs of Paramount and Compton. Until then, most of these protests were peaceful.